Explosives, like 33 pounds of magnitude 2. You go up to close to a 5, you're looking at 100,000 pounds of explosives. That really puts it into perspective. This is the strongest on the East Coast since 1884, way down to 5.5, and it quakes near about 5.0, seen back to the 1700s. Pretty rare seeing one of these magnitudes, 4.5 to 5 every few decades.
Just want to tell everybody we will continue to monitor the U.S. Geological Survey site to try and keep track of any aftershocks throughout the year. Just keep being posted. As for New York City, so far there have been no reports of any significant damage in the 5 boroughs, but a lot of people definitely felt strong shaking. Not earthquakes, it took many by surprise, including a tourist from earthquake-prone Los Angeles.
All of a sudden, I feel a building shaking, especially because we're on the 45th floor. I was like, hey, it's building doing building things. No, we get downstairs to the first floor. This is an earthquake. This is just like...
While there were no disruptions to mass transit within New York City, and while there was no major damage visible to the naked eye, high-tech tools are being used to inspect both buildings and bridges to make sure. Eyewitness News reporter Janice Yu continues our coverage. She's in Lower Manhattan. Janice?
Hi there, Sandra. Yeah, when we're talking about high-tech, we're talking about drones, and we had a chance to see firsthand. We went out on a boat with the NYPD as they launched these drones, and they say they're generally used to inspect buildings. You know, we've had some stories lately where there's the structure of buildings have been compromised, so mostly they're used for that. But given what happened today, they say they brought the drones out to help the buildings department inspect bridges and try to figure out if there's anything that seems out of place. It's small enough to hold in your hands. But this NYPD drone is playing an important role following the 4.8 magnitude earthquake that was felt throughout the city. We took a ride out with the members of the NYPD to see it in action.
We are scanning the bridges up and down, looking for any type of anomalies, looking for any structural defects, looking for anything that's out of the ordinary. A brick maybe loose, shaking.
The footage can be live streamed by members of the buildings department, yet another tool as they continue to survey for any damage. As of now, city officials say there doesn't appear to be any significant problems, but say things could change in the coming days.
We at the Department of Buildings are concerned about some of the downstream possibilities, cracks that you might see that may materialize and manifest in a week or a month, or scaffolding, retaining walls.
And it's not just humans looking through the drone footage. AI software is able to analyze videos in a matter of minutes to spot any issues. Commissioner Kaz Daughtry says the work his department and the buildings department is doing is thorough to prevent something like the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore from happening here.
I'm sure when this earthquake happened, before people go across that bridge, I know that they're thinking like, oh my God, is this bridge safe? So we want to make sure that we are doing our job as the police department, helping the Department of Transportation and buildings assess these bridges.
Well, the buildings department is asking anyone, if you notice anything that seems out of place, you heard the commissioner talking earlier, any cracks you see, anything that looks out of place, please call 311 and report it. Live in Lower Manhattan, James Hugh, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Janice, thank you very much. And just one quick note, the Office of Emergency Management, New York City's OEM, just has posted a message on social media because it is hearing from folks about these aftershocks, that if you have concerns about any damage, unless you're injured, please call 311 to report that damage. Of course, if it is an emergency, 911.
And Sandra, I'm just using your microphone here. This is definitely more than a 2 magnitude coming across because people's furniture is shaking. I'm getting reports all across the area, so we may be looking at something north of a 3 magnitude right now, and we're trying to get the latest information from USGS. Nothing yet, but everybody should just, stay in place right now as these, it may not be, not a major damage type of quake coming in, but obviously these aftershocks mean business.
So we understand the concern. Again, as Lee said, 911 if you're injured, 311 if you want to report damage to the city. Now, north of the city, while many areas were farther away from the epicenter of the earthquake, they still felt the shaking, like these dishes rattling at home in Mount Vernon. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis, more of our coverage this evening. He's in Yonkers. Marcus?
Indeed, Sandra, Yonkers is known as the city of 7 hills, and those hills were rolling today. The quake felt in homes and businesses and City Hall.
And then all of a sudden, we're like, I'll tell you what's weird.
If there was a place where the lights were shaking this morning, well, it would be a lighting store like this one on Central Avenue.
Had to be a good, seemed like 8 seconds. We didn't know. Lights were moving. We looked outside. Very scary.
In Yonkers, police security cameras were bouncing around too during the 4.8 magnitude quake. At City Hall, Mayor Mike Spano's senior staff meeting came to an abrupt halt.
I was sitting there, I got up, I walked over, touched the wall. I said, I think this is an earthquake. Well, it's pretty long. He goes, I know. Yeah, so it was surprising.
There were no reports of injuries or structural damage in the city or the county. Statewide, one area being served for the governor's office, the now closed Indian Point nuclear power plant.
There's no damage reported at Indian Point. We wouldn't expect damage at this time, and we're in touch with Westchester. I'll stay in touch with Westchester.
All of the infrastructure agencies activated their policies and procedures to deal with this because while highly unusual in the state of New York, we do actually have fault lines.
No damage, but plenty of concern. So many calls, the police department tweeted a reminder that residents should dial 911 only in the event of an actual emergency.
For us, it's about getting information to the public as fast as they can. They're in a panic, and we need to make sure that they know everything is okay. And that's all we focused our attention on. See if there was damage, knowing there wasn't any, and letting the public know that everything is fine.
Well, you've been hearing about those fault lines in New York. Less than a year ago, there was a 2.2 quake centered right here in Yonkers, and some of those aftershocks remain very much of concern. And live in Yonkers, Marcus Lewis, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Marcus, thank you very much. As we said, this is top of mind for just about everyone today. This is a quake 4.8 that was felt across the region. You heard it as far away as New Hampshire to Philadelphia, not just in this area. Right now, we are getting reports of some aftershocks this evening. We are continuing to follow that, and we will keep you updated. More news after this.
That we were going to go 4 or higher in magnitude for aftershocks. So obviously we have to be prepared for something like that, and we'll wait to see if there was any damage in that Gladstone area with the most recent aftershock. Sandra, back to you for now.
All right, thank you very much. As Lee's pointing out, many of you are feeling this latest aftershock, including Eyewitness News reporter Crystal Cranmore. We're going to send it back out to Crystal. You certainly felt that. You are in Lebanon, New Jersey, right?
Oh, that's right, Sandra. Actually, my photographer and I were preparing for our live shot when suddenly we felt the ground shake, and we're both looking at each other and the other crews around to make sure we both, all weren't going crazy. But actually, there's been 10 aftershocks. This, as you've heard us mention, has been the largest one. Governor Murphy taking to Twitter to say that New Jersey just experienced an aftershock, and to please follow emergency guidance below, and of course, avoid calling 911 unless you have an actual emergency. That guidance being drop, cover, and hold on. Avoid damaged structures, and if you're in a damaged building, to make sure you go outside. So my photographer and I, and I'm sure the other crews out here, just taking necessary steps to be careful while we're out here. But that is the very latest here in Lebanon. Crystal Cranmore, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Crystal, thank you very much. Not sure when the last time we heard drop, cover, and hold on. Lee Goldberg's up next with the latest in the weekend weather and also an update on those aftershocks. Stay with us. We are back with this video from a home camera in Summit, New Jersey. This video from that latest aftershock. 4.0. Lee just talked to us about a few minutes ago. You can see there the dog barking, the homeowner wondering what in the world is going on. This is a scene we're sure, Lee, is likely playing out across the region this evening as people deal with the aftershocks from this morning's 4.8 quake.
Yeah, I think you come down off of the big news this morning and the frenzy this morning, and we've been sort of settling into some minor aftershocks. And this is probably very unsettling for many of you that started to get that shake again, and now you're worrying, is this going to turn into something bigger? This actually is normal. It's on the higher end and a lower percentage for aftershocks, but it's not like we're seeing north of 5 now. We're not headed in the wrong direction, but we are seeing statistically what is possible, seeing an aftershock that's in a 4 magnitude. It was just more of a 10% chance we would see this, and more of a higher chance you'd see a 1 or 2. If you look, so there's the original one in White House Station. This is the Ramapo fault line, and there's the new one in Gladstone, New Jersey. It's just right over the county line into Somerset. So this is all directly on the fault line, and then emanating out the fault line to the entire tri-state area, feeling it right now. So there are the initial stats with the 4.8. Here's the new one. It's a 4.0, and again, this is a preliminary reading. We'll have to see what it ultimately turns out to be, but it's near Gladstone, New Jersey. The depth is a little over 5 miles, a little deeper than the other one, but still a shallow quake, and it's one of the numerous aftershocks, but definitely the strongest one so far, and it's definitely feeling and being, it's shaking some areas more than even the initial one did, but at least the early indications is that the magnitude is 4.8. Again, we have multiple fault lines that have to absorb this, and that's why it's radiating through the tri-state. So we'll continue to watch this for you. In the meantime, a great idea is obviously to stay put. Let's just wait this out and see how the evening begins to evolve. In terms of the traffic on the New Jersey Turnpike, they don't feel any different. Everything's moving along. Quiet at Newark. We had a ground stop earlier. We'll see if they've done that again in response to the Gladstone aftershock. 48 degrees, a westerly wind still gusting over 20 miles an hour. We still have some minor to moderate river flooding they'll have to deal with over the next day or two. Now, in terms of our weather going forward, it's very similar to today. If you have plans tomorrow, you don't have to cancel outdoor plans, but it's still chilly. A spot shower, mostly cloudy. We'll get a little bit more sunshine back on Sunday, a better day in the mid-50s, and then, of course, the long-awaited eclipse on Monday. Unfortunately, some high clouds are coming in that may mask the sun at times, but it's nice and mild, and we should see a good chunk of it. I just don't think it's going to be perfectly clear almost on any part of this path of totality. I'll be in Syracuse over the weekend. Brittany Bell will be in Niagara Falls. Hopefully, we just have some thin spots in some of this overcast. The best spot will be over parts of northern New England. For us, the partial eclipse will start just after 2 in the afternoon. 90% of the sun is likely to be covered by the time we get to 3:25. So the skies will dim. It won't become totally black, but you'll see more of a crescent-looking sun there. And then the partial eclipse will end just after 4:30 in the afternoon hours on Monday. Right now, showers are diminishing north and west as we head towards sunset. There are a couple of ice pellets in Poughkeepsie, a couple of snowflakes there in northwest New Jersey. This whole circulation is finally pivoting away over the weekend, but it's awful slow. So we'll go through the same script we had today. Skies try to clear tonight and tomorrow morning, but then the clouds tend to fill in. We'll be 50s feeling like 40s with a gusty breeze and just a spot sprinkle, but wear the coat, you don't have to cancel outdoor plans. By Sunday, even though we'll have some clouds on the western edge of that storm, I do think we'll see the clouds break up a little bit more in the afternoon hours, but it's still kind of a transition day where we stay on the cool side. Tonight, about 40 degrees, mostly cloudy, brisk and chilly, a stray shower. For tomorrow, it's 52, more of the same, mostly cloudy and windy. Then tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies, about 40. Here's your 7-day AccuWeather forecast. So on Sunday, there is some improvement.